Hello.
Hi, Ellie.
Hi, Sean. How are you?
Yeah, very good. How's things?
Good. Very good. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Joining the webinar. We're so glad to have you in this webinar. So we're just gonna wait for 2 more minutes, then we kick off. Sean, excited for the webinar?
Yeah, absolutely. Always really good to speak to people interested in advancing their career, taking digital marketing courses. It's a it's a very exciting first step as well for new learners. You're at the start of a journey, maybe into a new career, into enhancing your career. So yeah,
Definitely.
delighted to
Yeah.
be here today.
Especially now with the high demand and digital marketing being like one of the top jobs and high demand everywhere, like worldwide, that's really important. So we're gonna talk about many things that everyone really need to know. So let's kick off. So in this webinar, as you know, we're gonna talk about the importance of having an international certification in digital marketing. We want to definitely uh, talk about the skills, the jobs, the updates, and the industry news, whether for jobs, what companies expect from a digital marketeer, what are the skills that everyone need to have in order to succeed in the field, and many more. So more people are joining, and I want to welcome everyone joining this webinar. Please feel free to add your questions in the chat whenever you have something to add. And definitely at the end of the webinar, we're going to have a Q&A session for also any questions you might have in mind. So to start, I'm Elie Sarkis, the co-founder of Intoact International. We are a digital marketing training and consulting company. We're specialized in digital marketing. When it comes to digital marketing, our courses are practical. We deliver what people need to know and what people need to learn in the field. We're happy to be one of the top companies to deliver this digital marketing, leading to having people really joining a lot of jobs and reputable companies, succeeding, whether if they have their own business, working as freelancers. Um, we have a lot of experience in different industries, and in our programs we don't only share the knowledge but also the experience in the field, in the market, in different countries, so everyone attending the course will be able to know the shortcuts, the trial and error that we used to face. We're teaching people how to overcome those challenges, to learn how to directly work with the shortcuts to get the best results. I'm a verified digital marketing trainer and consultant. I've been in the field since more than 12 years, delivering practical courses. I'll leave it to you, Sean, to introduce yourself, DMI, and anything you would like to share.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Ellie. So my name is Sean Kenny. I work with partners of Digital Marketing Institute and have done so for a number of years. I'm with the Digital Marketing Institute for over 6 years, but I'm in the digital marketing industry for approximately 10 years. Before coming to DMI, I worked for Facebook. I worked for a company called Flymob, which was a very large programmatic network. So that's pay-per-click
Mhm.
advertising. And I've also um, successfully run a website building service for a number of years as well. But all of that is really just to say that um, I've been here long enough to see a lot of change in the industry. And then since I've been in DMI for 6 years, I've seen a lot of difference too in terms of what we teach students, how we teach them. It's a very quickly, rapidly growing industry, but there's never been a better time to start in the industry.
So, Sean, since you have also like you've been in the field since so many years, what do you think the difference is that when we had digital marketing, let's say 6, 7 years ago, and digital marketing today?
Okay, so it's a good question. There's a number of key differences. The latest one is artificial intelligence. Now, I I know that for a lot of people, when they hear and read about AI, they read about things like ChatGPT or Google Gemini, but actually, one of the biggest changes in the last 1 to 2 years is that when you're running ads on Google Ads or on platforms like Facebook Ads Manager, um, you do have smart features now, which are run by AI, which help you target your customers, even write ad copy on Google Ads. They can suggest the right words to use in your headline and in your copy. And I find now that it's significantly reduced the complexity of running an ad, how
Mhm.
difficult it is to understand how to target, what keywords to use.
Yeah,
So that's one thing. Another thing, probably, if I go back even further, is content. Just how much content has improved. This is probably something the end user can see when they're looking at their device and they're seeing ads, but just the quality of ads and the quality of content.
yeah,
It's now possible for a small business or even a freelancer to create amazing content. Whereas I remember 8 years ago working freelance, trying to put together content at nighttime. I had a very
yeah,
short window of time maybe to do something, and it took a long time to create a simple image.
yeah.
So that's changed also.
Especially that like years back, we used to work on Adobe and Photoshop and other tools, and things were taking so much time. So now things with the tools that we have and with the integration with AI, it's very easy for everyone to learn and to really apply. Like you mentioned, that this is, like I always say this, whether someone is willing to learn, if they are willing to learn, then definitely they can do a lot for a business owner to work on the things that they want to work on, and also to monitor whether they work with a third party, with a team, to know what's happening and how to work. Freelancers give more value to their clients, digital marketeers to grow the business they are in, and to succeed also on a personal level as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. So I'll lead it to you, Sean. Tell us more about some updates, and then we discuss definitely accordingly.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to run through some statistics about digital marketing. I'm going to run through some of the types of skills in digital marketing. There's a lot of very different disciplines within digital marketing. And then I'm going to kind of bring it back to training and your career and
Yeah,
the possibilities. But to start, this is a very, very simple graph. It's the spend from companies on digital marketing in the last, well, it's over 6 years and it's only going back to 2021, but it's projecting forward to
yeah,
year 2027. So um, by 2025, the spend is expected to be 7.4 trillion globally. Okay, so it's hard to get that number into our head sometimes,
yeah,
but I think if we look at the level of growth, we're expecting the growth to be approximately 20% more. 4 years from now, 3 years from now. So
yeah,
I think the
and yeah.
sorry, Elie. Yeah,
Yeah, I was saying that it reflects how companies are moving online, and especially like in the past years, how they are moving online. We see like the groceries, the service business, the niche industry businesses that they used to believe that traditional marketing is definitely their main source of sales leads. Now, all of them, they are moving online, but they are aware that uh, for them to succeed, every business, whatever industries they are in, they need to look at the type of business and then know how to use digital marketing for their own objectives, right?
yeah, absolutely. And the other thing about it is it's easier to measure your return on investment with digital marketing. So a lot of businesses are moving it to it for that reason. They get a
Yeah,
better return on their investment. And then also, I think the main thing for anyone watching is when investment grows, so does employability. They need people to come in and do these
true.
jobs and run their campaigns. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Great. So, what about the digital marketing when you talk about urgency, the opportunity? Can you give us some examples about this?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, I think I'll start with the example and work backwards. Um, this example is between Netflix and Blockbuster. Now, I've used a sort of an American orientated example here, but I think everyone's familiar with Netflix. So, Netflix would be at the forefront of digital marketing for a number of reasons. Okay, so if I go back a few years, they're excellent at marketing their brand online, whether that be pay-per-click ads, email. You know, they're
Yeah.
just highly effective at doing that. And moving forward now, they're in the space of actually already using artificial intelligence to suggest you content and even serve up ads and even serve up emails. They automate their marketing with artificial intelligence. They send emails perhaps exactly after a week when you haven't logged into the platform and things of that nature. But so Netflix are an example of a highly sophisticated, well-run business in regards to digital marketing.
Yeah.
Blockbuster, more traditional business. They had storefronts. They believe that, you know, if they stayed in that space of having customers walk into the store and focus their advertising efforts on outdoor advertising and so on, that they could survive and maybe
Yeah.
even thrive. But Blockbuster is no more as a business. It was a massive business. It was an international business, and basically within about 2 to 3 years, it completely collapsed. And really, the difference between Netflix and Blockbuster, they offered the same product. They offer entertainment, content. You know, you can go in and watch a movie or
Yeah.
rent. Um, it's the same business but run differently, and one fell apart
Sure.
in 2 to 3 years, and the other has gone on to be, you know, one of the biggest companies in the world. So then bringing it back to urgency and opportunity, I mean, really, what we are in a period now overall, last 3 to 5 years, and going forward into the next 2 to 3 to 5 years, businesses that fail to adapt to digital marketing will lose out to businesses that have, essentially.
Yeah.
And this is the key thing. We're seeing what we would call digital transformation, being two big words we use all the time. That transformation to digital is taking place at a rate that we've never seen before, and that's set to continue. So it's just a case of not getting left behind without adapting to digital.
True. You know, I still remember like when Netflix launched years back, and I usually showcase this case study in the training as well. They were from the first and from the beginning, from the first steps, they used to send personalized emails instead of saying, for example, check the new releases for this week. They used to mention, for example, Elie, these new releases for you. So they started with the humanized approach, with personalization, building this relationship with the consumer since the beginning. And we can see now how everyone is watching Netflix as part of our daily, like also you mentioned, part of the daily routine as well.
Yeah.
So practically in their digital strategy and the way they do, because sometimes I hear, okay, Netflix, they are well known, what they need to know or what they need to do in digital marketing in order to promote themselves. Actually, they have a huge strategy when in-app strategy and the email campaign. So with the remarketing that they do with the personalization. So it's also an example how brands are applying, even brands with high reputation, they are applying digital marketing to keep it growing as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. So for the business growth, for the customer engagement, the real world examples, usually we say, no need to mention that digital marketing definitely is important nowadays, but with definitely the ongoing growth, this is what's making difference for companies, for brands, because even if a brand started years back, now they have a high competition, and startups may lead the market if old brands are not really working hard in their marketing strategies to keep up to the trends to the market. So can you tell us more about Nike's example for this?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is a social media example, and specifically influencers. So we probably all know what influencers are, but you know, in this case, they are a select group of people who have a large following on a platform such as Instagram, more recently TikTok, Facebook, and they're people who already have influence. They've built it up by themselves, but they're also open to co-marketing opportunities whereby large companies can hire them, bring them into a campaign, and have them put a message out there to the world and to their followers. And companies like Nike have been using influencers now for quite some time, but the way in which they use them actually is very tactical. So let's just imagine a campaign in the United States again.
Yeah.
The United States is very different. The East Coast is very different to the West Coast in terms of how people live their lives. The North to the South, the cities are all different. So what is a challenge for a company like Nike is when they market a product is to try to market it in 100 different ways across the same country. But when they use influencers and they select influencers from certain locations, and this would be true if we were doing it on an international level. I'm in Ireland, marketing in Ireland, the audience is Ireland is very different to the US.
Yeah.
So the challenge is how do you do that? Well, one effective way to do that is using influencers, people who know the market. They've built up a following of people specifically in that location. Perhaps in one case it's New York, and in another it's California. And then they sort of deploy these influencers with the campaign, with the message, with the brand, so that the audience are seeing someone that they can relate to, that they're familiar with, that they already follow,
Yeah.
marketing this brand to them. So with this particular campaign, Nike, it boosted its online sales by 36% during the pandemic through the use of influencers, which is, if you think of how much revenue Nike generate,
Yeah,
that is
definitely.
it's a massive amount of
Yeah.
money. Yeah.
This is what's happening also in the UAE, in Lebanon, Saudi, and different countries in the Middle East, especially now with the growth of TikTok, of the influencer marketing on Instagram. We can see like the influencer marketing definitely has reached a very high point where brands are collaborating with influencers in order to reach the right people through a trend, through user-generated content, and people are following the trend. Here we mentioned the earned marketing. So companies are getting their marketing without even paying for those people, just because they want to be part of the trend that their influencer, maybe they liked it and they want to be part of it, they are doing it as well. And this is now one of the strategies in the Middle East, especially, that many brands are following in order to push the reputation and then complete with their usual marketing strategies.
Yeah, and I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Elie, because I'm not a market expert on the UAE, but I believe at the moment the UAE, Dubai in particular, is probably the influencer capital of the world. I think
Yeah.
it's certainly taken over Europe, most likely the US. So I think it's now become a bit of a hub for. My
Sorry,
sense
Sean, it
back.
was lagging. Yeah, sorry,
It's
we
okay.
couldn't hear you.
Sorry about that. Yeah, but I do believe there's been massive growth anyway in the last few years there, and it's now perhaps the number one destination to actually connect with
True.
influencers. So it's an amazing part of the world to be in. The growth in that particular marketing area is massive.
Yeah, in the UAE especially, you can find influencers for literally anything, like any service, from the B2B, from the very service-oriented businesses to the commercial and e-commerce and the product-oriented businesses as well. So definitely, it's a huge market for influencers. Although we have a lot of competition between the influencers, but here comes the role of the influencer to keep up with the trend, to create high quality content. Every now and then we can see a shift in the content creation and how influencers are shifting their content in order to keep growing and to keep their names up in the market.
Yeah, absolutely.
So moving forward to the core skills needed to succeed in digital marketing, here I want to talk about main points, especially with our experience with students, with companies. We've trained more than 3,000 students, and hundreds are now working with a lot of reputable agencies and companies. What I hear the most is that how the strategy is really making a difference in their daily task. Because usually the common challenge is that even if we create content, we promote the usual things that everyone is doing, we don't reach our results. So many companies, many marketeers are reaching a point that there is a gap, and here they come back to the strategy to learn how to monitor the results, how to assess, how to know what's working, what's not, and what to optimize. And at the end of every campaign with the analytics, they assess and they take decisions accordingly to optimize and to increase results. So now, especially like lately in the past year, I'm hearing a lot of feedback about this, like how this strategy and the creation also of new content and the analytics, the data analytics, is playing a huge role in their personal growth and the company's growth. So here I want to talk about the strategy that it's really important to uh, treat every business like really a separate business. We don't copy the tips that we can see on different channels, TikTok, Instagram, for any business. We really need to go back, think about the business goals, the objectives, and then based on those objectives, we adjust, we create, we definitely be creative, we promote, and we reach the right people. When it comes to content marketing, it's really important to be consistent, especially for everyone who's trying to be more consistent, posting on a daily basis. Like 5 years back, we used to say, let's post 3 times a week. Now, 3 times a week, sometimes it's not enough. So when we start posting on a daily basis, we can see the huge increase in the number of visitors, whether for the profile or the website visitors, because of the content and because we are tackling different points in the content. A content to new people, to educate them, to let them know indirectly why they need the service or product, a content to get sales, a content to retarget people who didn't take action or make a purchase, and so on. What about the analytics? Why do you think we have, like, from data analytics, we have 5 to 6% increase in productivity?
That's a really good question. I think probably one of the key things is if you know how to analyze data, and let me just use an example perhaps. But if you know how to analyze data, you're able to spot things that perhaps other people wouldn't. So if you're running a Google Ads campaign or a Facebook campaign where you've got access to how many people viewed your ad, what demographic they are, their interests, and so on, what you're able to do is you're able to easily break down what's working and what's not working with your ads and your messaging and your marketing overall. Someone who is running a non-digital campaign has very limited overview or very limited information on how that campaign performs. I suppose I don't need to get into this in too much detail, but traditional marketing like billboards, TV ads, radio ads, what the information they would usually have is how many people seen or heard the ad. So it's really just a gauge of performance, one ad against another. Whereas in digital marketing, we can see a whole matter of, we can see it broken down by age. We can identify things very quickly, like my ad has performed excellently with males who are 18 to 25 in this location with these interests. It's many more layers of information. But if you're someone that's familiar with data analysis and analytics, you can find that information and use that information a lot more quickly.
Especially on Meta, on Facebook, Instagram, we can even monitor the return of every single post we're sharing. Like if the same campaign is being promoted as a reel and as a single static post or even a carousel, from the dashboard, if we have an e-commerce, we can know from every post how much we're generating revenue in dollars, like in the currency we're using. So it's really important to look at those analytics in order to assess and to sum it up in order to do more of what's working and optimize what's not.
Yeah, and one thing I'd add, Elie, is I think sometimes maybe because of the experience that they had in school or college, people are a little bit afraid of data analysis and analytics. But I think the way you guys teach the course, Intoact and the syllabus itself, I would stress you don't need to be a mathematical genius to understand these things. The dashboards are easy to use, and it's an easy thing to train in, but it's highly effective, like Elie says.
Yeah, actually, when I always start with Google Analytics, I question the participants, what do you expect from the analytics? They say graphs, numbers, complex numbers. So when you finish the session, so how was it? They told me that really it was very simple. We didn't know that analytics is that simple. It's detailed, yes, but it was easy for like everyone, and it's always easy for everyone to really understand and to move around the numbers and how to benefit from the numbers to take decisions accordingly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and social media marketing definitely, when we reach more people, even if we're working organically, definitely boosting and promoting for new audiences, potential audiences, it can lead to sales. And till now, like social media have 30%, 32% more sales than those that aren't, especially when comparing to brands that are active and brands who are not very active, or they are not doing well on social media, if you can say.
Yeah. Yeah, and with social media, like it ticks a lot of boxes. A lot of people think of paid ads, but it's certainly more than that. It's the ability to retarget. It's the ability to have people build a community. There's a lot of different ways it can
Yeah,
be used.
definitely. Regarding AI, I want to mention an example. You already mentioned a bit about the AI and the integration, digital marketing. Now in our course, we have a big part for AI in the content marketing part. It's not about just ChatGPT. It's more about how to use AI in presentations and script writing for the reels and content, how to create literally any design with AI, how to create the text, the avatar, so anything with AI. So it's really amazing how we see companies, especially banks now, when you call them the customer service, for example, um, the AI and the chatbot, when they answer the call, for some banks, they are implementing this. They can ask, how can I help you today? And you can talk with your own language. And when you reply with your needs, they will take you directly to the solution. And if they need to transfer you to someone, they will. But if it's done correctly and a smart way, the client will receive what they need directly through the AI customer service. And that's why here the AI-driven chatbot can handle literally 85% of the customer service. And for the remaining, it can be escalated to other departments. And video marketing, I think we all agree on this with the reels, right? Like everything we're doing in video marketing, how videos are impacting the performance of the campaigns.
Yeah, it's human nature actually, really. To like, I remember, even I think I was in college. I think this is now about, so I'm gonna like obviously give my age away. It was about 16 years ago, longer, maybe 18. But I remember a very simple thing we were looking at in a class, which just simply said it was related to television advertising, and it just said advertising with image, you retain more information from a visual
Yeah,
thing.
true.
Video marketing, for that reason, is always probably going to be the more engaging content and format.
Yeah.
So if you can get familiar with that, you're ahead of the game, essentially.
Yeah, especially with the rise of influencer marketing and also with the type of content we're creating, people trust a human talking about something. They can feel the service, the message more than just a static post. Although I need to mention that static post still works, but it depends on the content that you are sharing and what's the best type of or format we need to adapt. So personalization also, it's very important, like we mentioned, for as an example for Netflix, for other brands to be personalized. The voice search now and the importance of the smart speakers, optimizing the voice search, and also the AR, the augmented reality, and VR as well. And here an example how IKEA's AR app allows customers to visualize the furniture in their home to boost the engagement and sales and to make them feel the item before they get it.
Yeah. And my personal experience of AR, that's or sorry, VR as well, that's really impressed me and found helpful, is when you're trying to book accommodation and you want to view the premises of the accommodation, and a lot of people do it now when they're buying a house
Yeah.
and things like that. So but that is a format that is going to expand, particularly on social media.
True. Great. So do we move now to talk more about the certification, the course? Yeah.
Yeah,
Can you tell
absolutely.
us more about the why it's important to really have this certification? What's the value? We always communicated, but I would like to hear it more like from you, from Digital Marketing Institute. Like, what can you say to people who are listening to this? Why it's important to have this certificate?
Yeah, absolutely. So whenever I end up talking about digital marketing to anyone, to any group, there's always kind of two two sections, right? There's the learning and the skills that you'll get from Intoact, the hard skills that you'll be able to carry later on into your career. And believe me, Intoact are one of our best partners. You learn those skills to the highest level. But it is also important to have recognition of those skills, right? And that's when you go out into the workplace, you're looking to change career or seek a promotion. Having a badge on your CV is proof of those skills. So I'm just going to quickly run through these statistics here. These are taken from our most recent kind of research done with our alumni. So 90% of our members say that our course has had a positive impact on their career. 88% of our alumni are working in senior management roles within the companies they work for. 81% of alumni were promoted upon completion of a DMI course, and that's within 24 months of completion of the course. And 53% of alumni saw salary increases. That's always everyone's favorite statistic,
Yeah.
but it shows a real return on your
Yeah.
investment in your training.
Yeah, thank you, Sean, also for sharing this about Intoact. And we're always happy with this ongoing partnership and collaboration. And we always aim to really improve more and more the value of the course with all the updates that's happening in the market. Sometimes we have a course the next day and we have an update, and we always we're keen to really mention this update to participants through the course or even through the live sessions. So thank you for this. We appreciate it as well. Talking more about the industry grads. So basically, in what industries grads currently work? You wanna take the lead here also?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is a very simple graph here in the sense that it shows where our alumni or graduates go to work. Now, this is an international picture. Country to country, it might differ a little bit, but the main message I want to get across is that if you're looking for a career where you've got lots of possibility, digital marketing certainly opens that up to you, because we know that if you train as an accountant, most likely you're going to become an accountant
Yeah.
and work for a financial company. The same with many, like a doctor in medicine and so on, and they're great professions. But with digital marketing, you have lots of different avenues open to you. In fact, most companies, whether they're a non-for-profit charity organization or they're a highly driven commercial business that's online or offline, all of these businesses need and employ digital marketers. So
Yeah.
what this image shows that we've quite a lot of graduates, okay, yes, in marketing, communications and advertising, but also in education, technology, finance services, retail, pharmaceutical, charity, government and public service, entertainment, and so on and so on. It's actually, the graph is showing, maybe
Yeah.
something like 20, but I mean across all
Yeah.
industry. So the main point is the possibility and potential you have as a graduate to kind of work within any industry you want.
Yeah, and you know, this is what I like the most in the training. When we start the training and we meet all the participants, we can see that they are all from different industries, from pharmaceutical, from people shifting from financial institutions to digital marketing, insurance, real estate, growing their business, or even shifting as well. Many, they have this concern if they can succeed in digital, even if they are not in the marketing field. And I always say that definitely, because even people in marketing field, they are learning digital marketing because we have a lot of new things also. But people shifting, they can always go learn. If they have the will, they can do literally anything. The sky is the limit in digital marketing, and this is what I really always say, because I believe now is the time for everyone to boost the online presence with all the updates. It's not an option like for all the industries. For financial, getting leads; for education, leads and appointment registration; governmental, with the awareness; pharmaceutical, now moving digital as well with their websites and stuff. So it can be applied for any industry, but the key is to know how to use it in order to succeed in that industry.
Yeah, absolutely.
So why does the DMI certification matter, and how does it differ from other certifications?
Yeah, so this is a key thing, and this is what is probably the most important thing when you're considering it. So one thing what we have got the Global Industry Advisory Council, where they're essentially 25 of the best known digital marketers around the world who create our syllabus. They also validate it, so they meet together and they look over the syllabus a number of times a year, make sure it's up to date. These people are from companies such as Facebook, Google, HubSpot, but also more traditional companies such as Microsoft, Coca-Cola, Sky, and so on. They're at the forefront of what's happening in digital marketing in the industry at the moment, but also they work for some of the companies that are the biggest employers of people, full stop. So they know what is needed within a syllabus, a certification, within training. They know what they want from people coming into these companies to hire them. So not just our course, but our 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 badge or our certificate is the most widely known in the industry. We pretty much have students in every single country around the world. We are the largest certification body in digital marketing in the world. So that simply means a few
Yeah.
things. When it's on your CV, it's the best certification that you can have in digital marketing. If you travel outside, of the country that you're presently in, your qualification travels with you. If you go to Europe or you go to the United States or wherever it might be, we are just as recognized there, or maybe even more so than so a lot of other options, they're local, they're known locally, and again their certifications are, and their content is put together by people who are new to the industry, or they they don't quite
Yeah.
understand the kind of the higher levels in management and what they are looking for employees. So employability is probably the biggest thing, because that's actually what you want when you do a certification. You want your
Yeah.
cert to be recognized, and you want it to mean something to your employer. So I think they're the main points, but yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And I would say also that we hear it from our students how the certification and the practical course that they are getting, how it's helping them to find opportunities, jobs in their field, even if they don't have an experience, because they're getting the experience in this like 2-month program that we're going to talk about, and having this international certification to validate their skills, how this is impacting their career. It's really amazing to see great results, people achieving a high position, having the practicality and also certification from DMI.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sean, a question that we hear a lot, the difference between CDMA, Certified Digital Marketing Associate, that we provide at Intoact after completing our practical 2-month training, and the CDMP, the Certified Digital Marketing Professional Certification. So let's talk about the difference between two certification. I think the difference is not that huge, but like for everyone to know, CDMA and CDMP, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. So CDMA is usually awarded by our top partners. It's a Certified Digital Marketing Associate. So the partners that are associated with us. Okay, so Intoact's an excellent example of someone who adds the value to the syllabus the best. So the difference between the CDMA, CDMP, not really much difference there in terms of syllabus. In fact, the key difference is whether you're learning in a classroom or whether you're learning directly online with us. What I
Yeah,
will say is the reason we have partners and we make an effort to go into every region around the world, locate a partner and partner with them, right? And work together, is because there will always, it has to be someone that always brings value, brings something extra to the syllabus. Okay, so in the case of Intoact and Elie and the team, that's usually practical skills brought to life in front of you within your course while you're training with them. It's very hard for us as an online provider of certification to do that practical part. That's why we look for partners to show you the hard skills in real time, while
yeah,
you're present and able to ask questions. That's the key difference between the learning experience, having a practical helping hand and not having a practical helping hand. But in terms of the outcome of having a CDMA or CDMP, the qualifications are equally recognizable. There's very little difference at all, really, in terms of, it's just really a naming difference. and they both have the same effect that we just talked there about on the other slide: increased employability. Those statistics that I ran through there relate to CDMA also, particularly the ones around salary boost and promotion.
Thank you, Sean, for sharing these details. Very valuable, actually, and I believe many will benefit from this clarification. I want to stress on about, before running out of time, regarding the employability we're talking about. Like 2 months ago, there was a registrant in the course. After finishing the course, actually 2 months ago, I got contacted by this person, but they took the course around 5 months ago. So basically, when they completed the course, they applied to an agency to work in as media planning and also as a performance specialist to create ads. So when he applied to this agency, he was applying to an entry-level role. Then when they saw the projects, the cases that he worked on throughout the training, they suggested and they told him that we're going to give you another role, which is a mid-level role, because you already they compared him to someone who already has experience in the field after getting this very detailed program with all the projects and practices we've done in the course, and having this international certification. It helped him a lot because it was required also by the agency to have a certification. So, and I see this a great example for everyone looking to find a job, and they say that maybe we don't have experience, how we're going to find a job. I want to really say to everyone it's not an issue. That's why practical trainings, we do them to get experience. When we give you the shortcuts, you're getting the experience. And sometimes people who finish the course with some practices also after the course, besides the practices that we're doing, they can work in not same level, sometimes on a higher level than people who've already working in the field since years and they are not growing themselves. So that's a very important point.
Yeah, absolutely agreed. We see the same thing on our side. Your certification is a proof of your skills instead of having to prove your skills over time, essentially.
Yeah. Great. So the benefits of the certification, I think we discussed this: the credibility, the job prospects, to stand out in the market that's competitive, and to create opportunities. This is how we create the opportunities. When it comes to our certified digital marketing course, our course is created in a way that can help everyone learning the strategies, the skills, the practical part, even if they are not in the field, to succeed and to be able to create a strategy, create valuable content, create ads that get results instead of spending budgets and noticing that we're not reaching the goals and objectives that we aim for. So we tackle everything in this course, from the strategy, content, AI, in addition, definitely to SEO, how to rank higher on Google when it comes to the website, Google Ads, the analytics, email, e-commerce, and building a website on Shopify, even without any coding skills. And this is why we say that this course covers everything in digital marketing. And when you take the course, definitely you can work in anything you want, whether from a client side, if you want to handle everything in digital or different parts, and also in agencies working in ads, planning, reporting. It depends on what the skills that people like the most. What I suggest and what I find important, like for this person to know how to handle everything, to get the experience, not just focus on one thing. And that's why in this course, we give everything that people need, no theories at all, no things that might not be used in the daily life. So everything will be used on a day-to-day in all the activities, the projects, the practices. Besides that, we aim always to provide all participants with the supportive materials and the backup documents. So after the course, if they want to revise something, they want to do step-by-step a setup that they didn't do before, they will have all the materials that they need in order to work and implement everything they learned. Although they implemented everything in the practices. So even if you're not working in the field, you will be able to practice through the cases, the real cases that we are giving to you in order to practice. And then after the training, you will feel more confident that you will learn, you are doing the right thing, so you are confident more of your skills and the things that you are doing online. So the course is very hands-on, practical. Everything mentioned in the course, we have a lot of real case and real world skills, brand success stories, and mistakes that we should learn from. The guidance from the trainer. So what we have is that at any time during the day, people can send a message to the trainer and they get a reply within the same day or 24 hours, depends on the time the message is sent, to support every person with any questions that they have in mind. And that's why we say, like, don't worry about this. You will learn everything and you have our support for all the duration of the course. So everyone can really benefit from the content, from the experience, from the support, and from the certification, the whole package, if we can say.
Absolutely. That's
yeah.
pretty much exactly a list of what we look for from a partner in terms of adding value onto the syllabus. So it's excellent.
Thank you, Sean. I want also to mention one more thing about certification, that besides the Digital Marketing Institute certification, the international certification, our course is accredited from the Knowledge and Human Development Authority in Dubai, KHDA. So people who are looking for jobs, they are getting promoted in the market, they can apply for the attestation. So we give them the attestation to present it to their company and to the employer, which is an essential part of their growth, career growth in the company, and it will be requested by the employer. And the third certificate from Intoact International, having listing all the content they covered in the training and to validate also their skills as well. And yeah, so this is it basically. Please let us know if you have any questions. Sean, if you want to mention anything also, if there's anything else you would like to mention. And we're waiting for everyone's question. If you have anything you would like to ask, please in the chat. We're gonna wait for your questions and we're ready to answer as well.
Yeah, I guess just while people are thinking of their questions and we're taking a moment, one thing that you get on top of your training with Intoact, and in addition to the syllabus that you're learning, is membership access as well. So I'll just very quickly explain what it is. It's essentially access to the DMI, the Digital Marketing Institute's digital library, which includes webinars, ebooks, podcasts, articles, toolkits, and many more things. The key thing about it is it's updated weekly basis. If something happens in the industry today, there will be an article about it in a couple of days. There'll be a podcast about it next week if it's something important. So in terms of keeping up to date, it's an excellent resource.
Yeah.
But not just during your studies. Our agreement with Intoact is that your students have access to that membership after you finish your course as well. Now there's two levels. There's a kind of paid level and a free level to membership, but that free level shouldn't be mistaken for something that has very little use, or you actually, as a free member, after you study with Intoact, you still have access to webinars, you still have access to articles, and lots of things that will keep you up to date after your qualification.
Yeah. And thank you, Sean, for mentioning this. So the Power membership, for everyone attending the course, they are getting a complimentary membership for 6 months. So the paid version is complimentary for everyone joining the course for 6 months. And in this membership, they are benefiting from the things that you mentioned, from the presentations, templates they can use on the daily basis and in the daily activities, definitely with the articles, the news, to stay updated in the market. And I also would like to mention that after attending the course, we're giving also students the supportive materials that they need, the templates also besides the DMI membership. And also they will receive like weekly emails from Intoact with all the updates that's happening in the market, so they can be also up to the trend. So the updates, the membership, I believe it's main source, and I'm proud to say that really the Power membership and our materials are really enough as resources to be always up to date and to stay up at the market and know what's new and how to move across everything and all the updates happening in digital marketing.
Excellent.
So thank you so much, Sean. I want to mention for everyone, if they are interested to get to know more about the course, definitely you can contact our team so we can guide you more about the process, about how you can start in the field. We can consult your needs. We can check what you really need exactly, and we can guide you to the best process for you. And definitely, we're always happy to assist everyone with their needs. We have a question from Nihal. What's the price and duration of the course? Sorry if I have missed. No worries, Nihal. So we're going to send you the details. The course is for 2 months, 9 weeks, basically. It covers everything in digital marketing. And definitely, we're going to share with you the pricing, the schedule, the upcoming course after the session. No worries. Thank you, Sean. It was a pleasure having you. I enjoyed the webinar and our discussion, so thank you so much.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And let me just say for everyone, again, one last time, we don't do this for all of our partners, and Intoact are a premium partner of ours. So the very, very best standard of training there is. So we're more than pleased to be a partner of Intoact, and we hope that you all progress on to take courses and start your journey with digital marketing with us and with Intoact as well.
Thank you, Sean. Happy to hear those words from you. Thank you so much. We appreciate it, and we're looking forward for more growth in our partnership together as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Elie. Thank you, everyone. Take care. Have a great day.
Thank you, everyone, for joining. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye.